it's a nice touch, and it's an accessible one because it's in. I don't know that it works as openly as it does because of the context in which he's using it. Hey everyone, welcome back to the Visually Stunning Movie Podcast. I'm Mark. That's Ryan. Hi Ryan.
Hello.
Rian Johnson is back.
Yay.
For the third installment of the Benoit Blanc detective movies, Knives Out. This one is Wake Up, Dead Man. Select theaters next Wednesday, day before Thanksgiving. Netflix, December 12th. Daniel Craig is back with a new cast of characters around him. About a murder in a church. Small New England church. Castle Rock. This cast, Josh O'Connor, Glenn Close, Josh Brolin, Mila Kunis, Jeremy Renner, Kerry Washington, Andrew Scott, Kaylee Spaney, Daryl McCormack, Thomas Hayden Church, Jeffrey Wright. Man, pretty impressive.
Yeah, I probably could have had more Jeffrey Wright.
Yeah, but he just shows up. He comes in, he goes, boom, didn't you miss me while I was gone?
Yeah.
Yes. But he's got a great character, which is great. He's only in like 2 scenes.
And it's perfectly understandable why he's only in the 2 scenes. He's just an actor that I love to see.
A fire and brimstone preacher, Monsignor Jefferson Wicks, played by Thanos himself, Josh Brolin, is killed during a service. But no one could see him because he was in another room in the middle of his service.
In a
closet just off of the altar space. And so this whole thing becomes, this is a Benoit Blanc's canvas to work on. And so the beginning didn't make a lot of sense. We didn't see Benoit Blanc for 45 minutes. We're reading Josh O'Connor's character's letter about what has happened. He's writing down what has happened. And then Benoit Blanc shows up and does a lot of stuff. And then we see Josh O'Connor's character start that story for a particular reason. So we do get to come full circle about it. Once again, hi phone. I love the detail and the intricacy of Rian Johnson could just make these. Like, give me one of these every 3 years. And I think Daniel Craig has said he will do this until someone tells him to stop. So I'm okay with this. And then Rian Johnson can do something in the off years.
Yes.
Something else in the off years. But this one is interesting because much like his other films, he cross sections society.
Yeah.
So if you hear something that offends your political or social sensibilities, wait 5 seconds and you'll hear something that supports your social or political sensibilities because he's insulting somebody else. And by insult, you know what I mean by insulting. So he just brings them all in, throws them in this pot, stirs it up, and at some point you could go, it could be any of them. It could be this person for this reason, this person for the other reason, this person for a completely different reason. And so he never, in all 3 movies, he's never sided with, quote unquote, a left or a right, a liberal or a conservative, a Republican or a Democrat or a whatever, or a religious person or an atheist. He doesn't. And that, I think, is part of the appeal because everyone can watch these films and be entertained by here it comes, this diverse cast of characters he assembles and says everyone's equally dumb in their own special way. So that's why I like watching them, because you can laugh at every single person, including the one you would identify with the most. But then you get a good detective story on top of it, which that's why you should be going to see a a murder mystery movie. So I was predisposed to like this going in, and I was not disappointed. I don't know how you were going in. I know
No,
you were ready for it.
yeah. This one has a slightly different tone than the others. Um, it is dealing with religion,
Mm-hmm.
um,
And
and
politics.
and politics. But I do think, um, and I think it's more the religious element than the politics. But there is definitely a sort of, um, we're going to give you space to believe what you believe. We're not going to completely, um, you know,
Up
rip
to
you
and
apart or whatever.
including the atheist / skeptic Benoit Blanc.
Yes.
That
So,
there's a lot of really good stuff in this movie.
so because it is a little more reverent, the tone is that way, and so it's not nearly as madcap as some as the first two were.
No.
Um, it's still pretty madcap, but it just not to the same level. Yeah, I I mean, the first film is a classic. The second
Yep.
film is a really good follow up to the classic, and this third film, for me, is, while it probably ranks three on the list, is still a really amusing experience.
See, and I in my house we have this just above the second one.
Which is fair, because I don't think there's so much distance between any of them
No,
that
it could boil down to your preference for the cast.
yes.
So, and by the way, it is nice to see Jeremy Renner back.
Yes, it is.
So, just let's be clear, this is post-accident Jeremy Renner. And you're going to appreciate this because I appreciated it because I saw it about halfway when Benoit Blanc shows up.
Yeah.
Rian Johnson's use of light and shadow.
Yeah.
In this one, we were leaving and my wife goes, and he did the thing with the light. And I was like, so even, she's not a film person. That's not, she's not going to come in here and expound on lens choice and lighting decisions. But she saw what he did early and how that changed late.
Yeah.
So it's a nice touch, and it's an accessible one because it's in. I don't know that it works as openly as it does because because of the context in which he's using it. Because of the subject matter.
Yeah.
So, but I noticed it. I thought it was great, and I'm going to mention it in my written review, but my wife's like, and he did the thing. And I was like, yes, he did. And I was like, that it's a thing that he wanted to do. And so I was like, she comes to a lot of these. So she's, it's not like she's ignorant, but she's more about, is the film entertaining? Perfectly acceptable way to watch a film. We say it all the time. But that she caught that and he put that in there for a reason. And if you're watching, you'll get it.
Yeah.
So it's a nice little touch. There are, man, it is hard because you're right. This is a little bit more reverent a film. Because it's not as madcap as you said.
Yeah.
But it is totally, and maybe that's why I like it more than the second one, because I said that this is probably the most realistic of the three.
Probably. Yeah.
And maybe that's why it feels so different, because every one of these people absolutely exists. And it's not the crazy, stupid, multi-bajillionaire tech guy in Ed Norton in Glass Onion. It's not the crazy, mystery writer from the first one. It's none of that. It's that person and that person exactly as they are in the film. Those people absolutely exist, and some of them personally. And so that gives the film a little bit more immediacy, I think, which makes everything else, I guess it makes it easier to invest in everything else. So, and I grew up in the RC church. So it was interesting for me, to listen to the dueling viewpoints of what the church is supposed to be. Because Josh O'Connor is the young priest, and again, Josh Brolin is the old fire and brimstone preacher, Monsignor. Yeah. So, so the film starts with a discussion of religion, and that discussion, to some degree, carries through the entire film until the end, when it comes back really to the forefront, as they're trying to tie the case up. And I think I'm really impressed. He handled all of that really well. It would be very easy to and it is very easy to mishandle religion.
Yes.
And just alienate or annoy or really whip up your audience against you. But I'm going to say, I think this is it's really well done. So I hope people aren't like, there's an evil preacher or whatever. I don't want, it's like, go in, watch the movie, and then, make your decision. But don't just look at, it's got two preachers and I don't want to, he's going to make fun. Don't assume anything about how he's handling the church, because you're probably wrong. So I'm sorry, that's my soapbox. I'm done, and I cut you off, and I apologize.
Oh, it's totally fine. I just think it's a slightly different beast, which is, it's fine. It maybe even should be. The variation on the standard theme. There's some wrinkles to the character too, in this, that we didn't maybe see in the previous films. And again, that's, if you're going to make 3 films about a particular character, there needs to be some growth, or at least something that another angle or another aspect, another shade of that character. Why are we seeing this, this character for the third time? And obviously in this case, it's because it's a good character and he can solve crimes, which, if you think about it, the genre is kind of at an advantage to almost everything else, because the character is supposed to show up in random places and strange places and out of the way places,
and stumble upon a crime.
Yes. Or being brought in, due to reputation from one corner of the world to the other. So, it's kind of a fun, just the format, what is expected and what is allowed it makes it kind of wide open.
Yeah.
And that's fun. I think the cast is pretty good. Actually, they're really good. The direction is really good. You maybe could have shaved off a little bit of time here and there.
Yeah.
Make it move a little more quickly.
It's 2:20. It could have been 15, 20 minutes shorter.
Yeah.
If they wanted it to be.
Yeah. And that would be maybe the one area that I think they could have done a little better is tighten things up. It's smart screenplay. It's not pretending to be smart. It actually is smart.
Yeah.
I other than the pacing, I think it's a really good film. And it's going to always be pick your poison when it comes to what you favor and what you don't. I'm sure there are people out there who don't think the first film is the best. For me, it's unquestionably the best, but that doesn't mean that everyone's going to feel that way. But if you like the previous ones, I think you'll like this. You'll just be aware the tone is a little different. They're not really making the same movie over and over again, and that's a good thing.
Do you feel like Benoit Blanc was different in the way? Because in my head, like when Branagh's doing all the Agatha Christie stuff as Poirot, and we get to the third one, what is it, Murder in Venice? where he's not the Poirot we know. He's playing like he's the base version of what we know.
Sure.
Right. And I almost feel like in this one, it like maybe Benoit's not the Benoit that we saw in the first two films. He's like the base version of that.
And that could be, I mean, I do think that we see the side of the character who sets aside ego a little bit in this one. He's still clearly got a phenomenal sized ego.
Yeah.
But in this one, I think there are moments where, you know, he sets it aside, or he's more calculated with the way he uses that.
Yeah.
You know, there's a scene here and there where he could have changed, you know, the trajectory of some of the characters quite easily if he had just gotten to the point.
Yeah.
Rather than kind of being pseudo uncertain.
Right.
Yeah, he makes some interesting decisions in this one.
Yeah.
That have him respecting certain aspects of the other characters' personal beliefs that maybe we did not see in the other ones.
Yeah. So, yeah, but definitely a worthy entry. And hopefully in another 3 years we get another one. So, and we'll see who they can rope in as the crazy cast of characters for him.
Yeah, I mean the only questionable thing at this point is this is the last of the Netflix deal.
Oh yeah.
So who knows if that has any impact on what comes next or whatnot. So anyway,
what bothers me is you can't buy the second one. They didn't release it on physical media.
Yeah, and maybe that should be corrected.
So it's like no, I get it, Netflix, you own it, but some of us want to own it.
Yeah, I mean, maybe some of the Netflix stuff has gotten releases through the Criterion Collection and whatnot. So, I would think that would be one that they would be happy to snatch up, but who knows?
Yeah. So there you go. So Wake Up Dead Man, a Knives Out mystery in theaters next Wednesday, select theaters. Go see it in a theater if you you want to see it. It's a holiday weekend, go see it. Otherwise, on Netflix, December 12th. Definitely another fun time in the Benoit Blanc-verse. So don't forget to like us, follow us on social media, go to the website vsmoviepodcast.com. Let us know what you think. You get links to everything there. If you're watching this on YouTube, click subscribe. That would be lovely as well. Till we talk to you again, be good, stay safe, go see a good movie in theaters. There are plenty out there. Until we talk to you again, I'm Mark. That's Ryan. Bye, Ryan.
See ya.
And we will talk to you all later.